Hey everybody, I'm here today with a driving lesson on steering in reverse. This will be a very simple driving lesson, and I'll be going over a few of the things that you should keep in mind when you're reversing your car and steering it while in reverse. Now let's get right to it. As you can see, I have the steering wheel here and I have the rear windshield behind me. I'm going to be making reference to those two things throughout this video, and also the front end of the car. So when you put your car into reverse, okay? First and foremost, obviously the car is going to be moving backwards. Now, if you're driving an automatic car, I would recommend just easing off the brake when you are going and moving in reverse. If you're driving a manual car, I would recommend, pressing the gas and just finding the biting point of the clutch and holding the clutch there. You don't want to fully release the clutch and you don't want to fully release the brake in an automatic car, because that's going to make you move back quickly. And if you're reversing, you should be moving back at a relatively slow pace in order to do so safely. And when you're steering in reverse, you really need to up the safety factor, so you should be moving backwards slowly. Now, with regards to the steering wheel, you have two options, obviously: steer it left or steer it right. Now, a lot of people get confused because when they steer left, they're thinking about the front end of the car. But the best way to understand how to steer in reverse is to think about the back end of the car. If I steer the steering wheel left, if I turn the steering wheel to my left, the back end of the car will go to my left. So behind me will be going to my left. Alternatively, if I steer to the right, the back end of the car will be going to the right. So right now, what I'm going to do is, I'm just in a parking spot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse out and to the side over here. So I want to reverse to my right. If I'm looking back to my right side behind me right now, behind me to my right side. So I'm going to put the car in reverse, release the parking brake, and I'm just going to ease off the brake a little bit. I'm not touching the gas pedal. I'm in an automatic car. I'm just easing off the brake, and I'm going to be steering my car to the right to send the back of my car to my right, okay? So once again, I'm going to be checking my mirrors, checking my blind spots, looking behind me to make sure that it's safe. And now that I know that it's safe to proceed, I'm going to back up, continually looking around, and steer to the right. Now I'm going to pause right here, because what you'll notice when you reverse to the right or to the left is that the front end of your car actually swings out. So if I'm reversing to the right, the front end of my car is swinging out to my left. Alternatively, if I'm reversing to the left, the front end of my car will be swinging out to the right. So the front end of your car will swing out to the opposite direction that you're headed. I'm headed right when I'm reversing. I'm turning the wheel right. The front end of my car is swinging out to the left. Now, if I turn the steering wheel all the way to the right and I start reversing, the front end is going to swing out a lot. So because I'm in a parking spot and I don't want to scratch any cars or anything like that, I just turn the steering wheel a little bit more, and then as I clear the car in that parking spot, then I can turn the steering wheel, because I know that the front end of my car will not be scratching anything and will not cause any damage to any car. Now that I've reversed out, I want to go straight in reverse. So I'm going to turn the steering wheel so that my wheels are straight. And now I can steer in reverse. Now, as I'm reversing in this parking lot, which is, pretty empty, it's a very safe zone to be doing this video in, I can steer slightly to the left or to the right to guide my car. And this is going to allow me to just maneuver my car. So I want to go a little bit, I want to take the back of my car a little bit to the right. So I'm going to turn my steering wheel a little bit to the right. And now I'm going to straighten out a little to the left. So I sort of did like an S to move my car to the right. Now let's say that I wanted to reverse around this corner right here, which is to the left of my rear. I'm going to turn the wheel to the left. And right now, my rear of my car is headed to my left. So I'm going to continue turning my wheel. I'm really cranking that wheel to make sure that I really make this turn. And the front end of my car is swinging out, definitely swinging out. And now that I've made the turn, I'm straight now. Like I've straightened out my car, I straightened out the steering wheel, and I'm headed just straight back. Just like this. And that's basically it. Those are the basics of steering in reverse, okay? So I went over what you should keep in mind when you are actually reversing. I went over which way the actual rear of the car will be headed, and I also went over the front end swing of your car. Once again, basically, just to sum it up, as you are reversing, if you turn the wheel to the right, okay, the rear of your car will head to the right. If you turn the steering wheel to the left, the rear of your car will head to your left. But if you are reversing to the right and your wheel is turned to the right, the front end of your car will swing out in the opposite direction to the left. If you're reversing to the left and you've turned your steering wheel to the left, the front end of your car will swing out to the right. So you have to keep that in mind and turn your steering wheel accordingly. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.